Hello. I don't know if we're going to put this at the end of the last episode we did, or if we're just going to kind of make this its own standalone episode, little mini episode. But we are going to address some things that I think people have been seeing. So the changes. What's going on with the show, Confidently Uncertain?
I don't know, Nick. What's going on?
Thank you. You have to lean up every time. You want to put the mic closer, or like what's going on?
It's just I'm really
You're
scared
doing ab
of
workouts.
Well, I'm really scared of touching the mic right now because I don't want to just stop recording.
You know, this
because
is almost like one of the reasons why. Just do it, man. I can edit it. All right.
What? Like
just get close to it. It's
okay. I mean, I'm close right here.
I meant you could sit up.
Okay, I guess.
You want me to hold it?
Okay, I think that's
all right.
fine.
Azero illustrated a reason that's going to be brought up a bit later about what is going on to Confidently Uncertain is happening. I know it's weird because I was being vague with that, but we're kind of going this without really any type of like outline except for what we need to address. We originally started doing this with the schedule of releasing every Thursday, and that was supposed to be on a weekly thing. And as of recent, and I don't know if it's recent, it must be like a month now, but we haven't been releasing every week. We've now been releasing every other week. And I can't even say like we've been doing that on Thursdays. If you follow us on social media, you've probably seen like announcements of, sorry, we cannot release this episode today. It's not ready yet. We'll be releasing it on Friday. Even last week, the episode didn't make it till Thursday night, which technically is still Thursday, but it wasn't ready on Thursday like usual. And at the same time, on my mistake, I forgot to even post about it and announce it to people, and that I didn't notice that till Friday. And at that moment, I said, "Fuck it," which I know that's not a good mentality for me to be having in producing the show, but that's kind of what happened. So I'm here to like explain this, and I don't know if Azero like has any feelings similar or maybe adds on too. He's here.
I am here. Hi.
He just has to lean up more. So what's going on? Why did we start doing bi-weekly? So we have started doing bi-weekly episodes because our schedules have been not lining up so well. We used to do these ahead of schedule, as if you heard in the early episodes, like in the first ones, we had episodes already pre-recorded weeks before releasing them. And at one point, after the first episode, we had people asking us to talk about certain things, and we were like, oh crap, they're gonna have to wait like 3 episodes for that. So we decided, okay, what if we actually like recorded weekly, like kept update with everything just in case people had questions or like asked about certain things. And that just became hectic. Like it completely negated the fact of why we pre-recorded in the first place, which was if 1 week didn't work out, it would be okay because we already had the next episode ready. And as of recent, that has happened. Like we are struggling to find the right times to record. I think there's been some weeks, like we've been doing a pretty good job in the early start of Confidently Uncertain, in which we were able to record every week on a consistent day. And then at one point that day wasn't working out too well. There was this thing in which we record every Thursday. But then I point out, because we got Ian on the team to do the sound mixing, that when we record on Thursday, I have Friday and Saturday I want to give Ian the weekend to work on it. And even though he has till Thursdays, like some people would rather do it on the weekend or maybe the weekdays. So if we record on Thursday, it's like, well, that means I have to work on it Friday. And if I can't do one Friday, we're already behind schedule. And that became a bit more lenient with Ian, since he's like, you could just send it to me on Monday, but once he gets it on Monday, he gets it to me on Tuesday, and that means I have Tuesday to review it, and if it's not perfect, send it back to him, get it on Wednesday, and hopefully that all works out. And my Wednesdays became just pretty much like editing for the podcast night, just the podcast night. I go take it after work, and then release on Thursday. And it was honestly getting exhausting at one point. And but that's kind of skipping ahead a bit. So Thursday, I said, like, that's not the best day for us anymore. We got to try another day. And no other day worked for us. And then at one point, Thursday just didn't work for us anymore. I don't know if it's because, like, we talked about trying other days, and we did, that it just became, like, now in our schedules, we didn't see any day as the priority for confidently uncertain. And I think overall, I mean, it's kind of like our schedules is, after that, like, our schedules just weren't really going together. Like, you've been working nights and I've been working days.
Yeah, it's just like we both have jobs that, well, I actually, I'll speak for myself. I have a job that is very fluctuating at times. Sometimes I'm working only like midday, but sometimes I'm like today I work until 9. Right? It's different type of schedules, and I'm hoping by next season, meaning January.
Did we agree on January?
What? No. I'm sorry. Season for my work.
Oh, okay.
Work season. No.
Wait, hold on.
No.
I know we're going like off no script right now. Shit.
No. What I meant is, so not gonna go too much into it, but there's some certain things that I'm changing about my job, which is really exciting. I hope for it to be more consistent. I want to work more in the morning till midday, almost like a 9 to 5. And like, but for as of recently, you had a anniversary as well. Like I had, we had a lot
of weekend vacation anniversaries.
Yeah,
yours was after mine.
Exactly. So we had we there was just one thing piled on top of another. We literally, I think literally every weekend of October was booked.
Yeah. Oh, mentioning that too. I mean, we literally came off the Hyde episode, but like wrapping up Hyde was a lot of work. Like in that last month of October, and planning for the event, that I think we actually, like, you were helping me plan the event, and we just forgot to record an episode because we were working on this event so much, going to the stores, setting up the place, gathering everything together, and then we realized, like, oh god, this whole week went by, we did not record an episode. And I even told Ian, I said, like, because we recorded on the weekend, but I was like, I don't think we recorded on the weekend because the premiere was there. So I told Ian, like, we just don't have an episode this time, like, I'm gonna give you an episode. We're recording on Monday, and I'm gonna give it to you Tuesday. Don't worry about getting that on Thursday because I don't want you putting that on yourselves. And I'm saying that I'm not confident we recorded on the Monday. I just remember we missed a week, and then after that, it was just like, Ian, you're not getting this on time. We're not gonna get this episode out on time because of that. Don't force yourself because I know you're fucking. I know what's going on in your life right now with work and other things.
I think one little, I guess, extra note about confidently uncertain. This podcast, yes, we really like it, and yes, this is something that like has been working out for the most part since it's very convenient. We could do it at our home here in San Francisco, in our pajamas, like where we could be comfortable. But the main thing is it is supposed to work around our schedule, not something. Honestly, it's not something that we have other priorities in life.
Yeah.
Like it's just how it is, and I'm not saying we don't enjoy it. But if this isn't something that like is a do or die thing, like we have like you have the Hyde thing, like you said, we didn't have time to think about other miscellaneous things because every day, every week was important because it was just us two and like a couple other people helped. But
it was us two and one other person on the first day to do the big setup, and then on the last week it was just me and you.
Exactly, and it was just us two. This big syzygy. If you guys haven't been there, like we're setting up like a whole building essentially, and like pretty much improvising on the spot. Like, what do we do?
And again, just gathering everything together, gathering like the other films.
Yeah.
Making sure like I remember what we had to do. We had to get 42 chairs in this common room that looks like it can't handle 42 chairs.
Yeah.
We're trying to make this room into a theater, and then I remember I was like, and then we have to find a way for we can get everybody to go downstairs so I can move all these chairs and make this a hangout spot again, and then bring them back upstairs and let them know. Like that's the type of planning we're doing and coordinating, and we did find ways to do it, but it was like we had to figure that out.
And not only that, we were also traveling. We had to go get supplies. There's all this like mumble jumble, and to be quite honest, I felt like even if we did remember, I don't think we'd be in the right mindset to do the podcast. It was just one of those urgent top priority things.
Yeah. And to take it back to what you were saying, we love doing this podcast, and we love that there's people loving this podcast. But when we started this, we always said like this should be something that is a addition to our life that's more just it's going to be more fun to do, but it shouldn't be anything that becomes strenuous on our lives.
Right.
And I think that's where I really saw this problem when I wanted to talk about this and give us this bi-weekly schedule was because I'm not going to speak for you, but definitely for me, it then became something strenuous because every week I had to like urgently message you and ask you when are we recording because I didn't know which day. And the scariest thing was asking, even if it was just asking on a Monday, because it was like, shit, we might not have any day. Like if I didn't ask before the week, there's a good chance nothing was going to work out for us. And we did stuff like, okay, I could do it like today. It's like, okay, can you meet me at 10 o'clock at night? We even tried last night in which we were like, okay, 11:30 at night, and you overslept through a nap, and I had no problem with that because I was like, I'm not gonna get you here when you're exhausted.
Yeah.
And I think that was like the real problem with this was I remember at one point what happened actually this week was it was a it was something that was like we could only record on a Wednesday. And I had to make the decision, okay, do I record Confidently Uncertain or do I go see this band perform that I like at this venue that I like? And it's a cheap show too.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that decision. I was like, wait, Confidently Uncertain isn't supposed to be this. It's not supposed to be, should I choose this fun event or go recording? Because it was always supposed to be that extra thing in the life, not that thing that controls our lives. So yeah, it's just trying to relax on it. And again, that thing of like what I said about editing, like after we record, I go through the episode, edit things together, tell Ian like specific notes about things, and then he mixes it all. And then I had to go through it again and then upload it on YouTube and set up that video. And like we are trying to get it on Spotify, but you have to do things in order. And Ian's touching up episode 0. We're working on a trailer to be the first thing you hear on Spotify and iTunes. It's just it's not like it's tons and tons of work, but it's more work than we can handle at the moment with the schedule we gave ourselves for the podcast. And overall, like giving this more relaxed schedule, I guess it's like not just benefiting us with our careers and our lives in general, but I also wanted to benefit the podcast for it's not like a choice between like setting up for Spotify or getting the next episode out. Like Ian didn't get to episode 0 for a while because he was doing the newest episodes. And it's like that kind of thought in your mind, like, okay, the reason we are not progressing as a show as a whole is because we are doing more episodes. Like to think of it like that. Like, oh, that's not how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. And I just want to quickly add, I think it would be really obvious if we start doing it under that strenuous pressure because we want to be authentic as possible for these conversations. You know, I won't lie. There are some times where I feel exhausted and like I don't really want to talk or anything like that. And I feel like I kind of agree. Like lately, this strain of having to do this on a schedule, even when it's just like just thinking about this was supposed to be fun, like it just wasn't clicking in my mind.
Yeah.
And I for me personally, I know I have it much easier than you because you have to actually like Nick edits Nick and Ian, they edit this. All I do is fucking I'm a co-host here. I talk. So I'm not saying like it's not important either. I acknowledge that it's probably much more stress on you.
It is. It's that thing again, like when you're, I'm not dissing you, but when you're done for the day, you're done.
I'm done.
You don't have to worry about a thing.
Exactly.
We give you everything. But for me, I had, like, after recording, I got to think about it, like, okay, am I cutting anything out?
Mhm.
How am I arranging the intro? How am I doing the outro? And I need to make sure I get this all to Ian in a timely manner.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was this. I have felt this change. I mean, even in like we could have a good episode, but I know the underlying feeling, like what was happening underneath. Like the early episodes was always like excitement, like we're doing this, yes. What we talk about now, that's a good subject, let's do it. And for the later ones, I felt more like when we sat down and started recording, there's a real like, okay, let's get this over with mentality. Yeah. Again, like with the say for the Hyde example. The Hyde episode, for example, yes, I liked sharing my experience with Hyde, and I liked doing that episode. But recording that whole episode, I mean, we fucking started like 10. I don't think we actually started recording until like officially 10:30.
Yeah,
it's past midnight now.
Yeah,
and yeah, doing the Hyde episode, as much as I like talking about it, I was like, but let's get this episode over with. Let's just do it. And even doing this explanation, like you were like, well, do we have to do it now?
Yeah.
And I had to tell you, like, when are we going to be able to meet again?
And it's like, yeah, that's a good point. And it's just that's when it starts turning into work.
Yeah.
You know?
So as of now, here's how it's working. And I also think like we're going to probably experiment with a new day, but because it's been working out on Fridays more, but I'll do better on updating the social media, and to give updates if an episode's releasing on Thursday or Friday, or if all honesty is getting there later, and just making sure you guys are in the loop. But as of now, we definitely are doing these bi-weekly for the rest of season 1, and I see season 1 going on for 20 episodes. So if this was episode 15, the last one, then we got 5 more episodes. Going to come out bi-weekly. I know we have more to tell. Just be patient with us, because we don't want to rush and cram it into the end of our day. We want to actually like sit down and talk as friends, not just people trying to get a conversation over with.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to go up to episode 20. We're going to release the next 5 episodes bi-weekly. And after that, we are gonna pretty much step up the podcast game. Like, we started off this thing. Fucking, there's a leg missing on Azero's mic stand.
Yeah.
And so that's why he was fumbling around and was so scared to like move, because it might not go. Like, we want to get better equipment, and I be doing that in between the break. My mic's held up by a paper towel roll. Like, we're gonna get official equipment that we don't have to like do balancing acts with.
Yeah.
We're gonna get our stuff on Spotify, iTunes, and whoever the hell accepts us, because honestly, doing the videos is a pretty big pain in the ass.
I'm sure.
It's time consuming. Even though it's easy, it's still like it's time consuming regardless. But you know, my idea is like, let's move beyond YouTube once we hit season 2 and have everything up on just audio streaming platforms.
Yeah. I'm so ready for that. And
I can't say when season 2 will be out, because I mean, we're still trying to wrap up season 1.
Take it one step at a time.
Yeah, take it one step at a time. But definitely see, like, once we get to episode 20, like, there will be a month or 2 break.
Right.
And I see that partly as getting these things together, but also like It might even be more than 2 months because I want to go back to how we originally wanted it and have episodes pre-recorded, doing these ahead of time.
Right.
For once the season's starting off, we're not actually recording every week the episodes are getting released. Like we already had them out, and just for something that's less about something that's we have to do every week and more about something that we could put a lot of work into for a couple of months and then release to the world, and that's when we take the break.
Yeah, and like to wrap it up on my part, I still want this podcast to be as genuine and as fun as possible, and not just for us, as hosts and all that, but for you guys. And we do like sharing our lives, sharing our journeys. It's something that that's given us new passion, has given us even learning experiences. So just bear with us. We promise we have you guys always on our minds, and we're doing our best.
Yes. So with that, I guess now, Azero, you could take your shower.
Thank God.
Don't knock the mic stand on the way out.
No promises.
And for me, here's the funny thing: when Azero asked me, oh shit, I hit the pop filter. When Azero asked me if we had to record this tonight, I literally got a text message from my girlfriend that said, "Excuse me, confidently uncertain. It's Thursday," and I was like, "Yep, no, we have to do this." I officially now got a fan who is demanding it.
Yeah.
But as always, if you're listening to this during the day, then have a good day. If this is night for you, then have a good night. This is Nick Vic signing off.
And Azero Alcala signing off.
And we appreciate you all for sticking by with us so much. Thank you.
Thank you a million times.
Bye.
Bye-bye.